In the previous class, we studied about the similarities in the living organisms. But today, we'll be focusing on diversity in the living world. And that diversity is called as biodiversity. About 1.7 to 1.8 million species are known and described. And these species may be very, very small or they may be very huge. And they may be found in various places. So all these organisms together make biodiversity. So we need some system. And this system is called as systematics. Systematics along with taxonomy is called systematic biology. We'll take up this topic in little more detail. So, the taxonomy includes many stages. It is categorization of the organisms, identification, classification, and nomenclature. And this whole system was formulated by Carolus Linnaeus. That's why he is regarded as the father of taxonomy. Let us see what is taxonomy. So we can say taxonomy is the branch of biology that deals with identification, that is placing new organisms in the described groups, nomenclature, naming the organisms, and classification, ordering of organisms into group, or that is called as phylogenetic placing of the organisms. So, taxonomy is the discipline of classifying organisms and assigning each organism a universally accepted name. So the question arises, why we need to classify? Well, classification makes the things easier, isn't it? Even at our home, if we classify the things, it is always easier to trace them. But if you make clutter, it is so difficult to trace of even a very small or a very big thing. So, next question arises, how do taxonomists group organisms when they classify them? Well, they classify with some biological significance. Like you can see all birds can be classified together. All insects can be classified together. So we can say that we can classify the organisms in some logical manner and name them scientifically, because there are certain names which are different in different languages, different areas for the same organism. So we have to adopt a system where there is a universal acceptance of the name. So that was done by Carolus Linnaeus, who was a Swedish botanist. He formulated a system which you all know is known as binomial nomenclature, a two-word naming system for all naming for all species. We'll see, like Homo sapiens. It is the scientific name of human being. It is in two parts. The first part is called genus, which always starts with capital letter, and second part is species, which starts with small letter, and the scientific name has to be in italics because it is in Latin language, and it has to be underlined when we write it with hand. So these are the rules, you all know. All the scientific names have to be in Latin word. There are two parts. First part is called as genus. Second part is called as species. Genus starts with capital letter while species starts with small letter. And you will see this is a list of common organisms, common animals with their scientific names. Please, you try to learn the names, scientific names. It will be a very gradual process. And you can see there are animals like tiger, leopard, lion. They seem to have the common name, Panthera. The Panthera part is the genus. Likewise, this is a list of other common animals. You should know their names. Being biology students, now try to learn more scientific names. Okay. Likewise, there will be a list. There are of plants, like common plants which with their scientific names, like here sunflower, mango, neem, rose, tulsi. We know their common name. Now try to learn their scientific name as well. So we will study the details of the taxonomy in next class, where we'll study the taxonomic categorization and hierarchical classification. Okay, so please try to practice these scientific names and use the proper system, like starting with the capital letter, that is genus, and species in small letter, and you should always underline them when you are writing separately. Okay, thank you.